What's up, YouTube? My name is Clickwood, and I want to welcome you to episode 4 of Rick the Wild Thing Vaughn's Road to the Show. In today's video, you're going to be watching 3 games of Vaughn's minor league career at the AA level as a pitcher for the Akron Arrows. Now, unfortunately, I accidentally simulated a game after episode 3, and then the autosave kind of screwed me on it. Not a big deal, though, because we're still in AA and my stats don't really matter too much at this point. Not to mention we're about to boost them up in this episode. So let's pick up here in the bottom of the first. As the Wild Thing's known to do, we're going to be up 0-2, and we're going to go with the fastball down and away. Looking for that strikeout on this first batter. And gotcha, bitch! First man down, first strikeout of the game. Loving it, feeling good. This is feeling like it's going to be one of those games where we get a lot of strikeouts like we did in our first game. And this first guy takes 3 straight strikes. Can't really do much better than that to start the game. Picking up now in the bottom of the second, 3-1 count. And the batter's going to one-hop this one out into left field for the first hit of the game. And we're going to do our best here to limit the damage. We have to do what we can to keep them off the scoreboard. So I'm going to go with my best pitch, which is an up-and-away fastball. Scooped up by the third baseman over to second, but the second baseman didn't really seem to have much hustle. That's pretty frustrating, but at least we got one. Next batter, the runner's going to take off here, and our catcher's going to try and throw him out, but he's not quite going to get him. So now there's a man on second, and in scoring position for this next batter, we go to a 3-2 count, and he's going to fly out to center field. Thankfully, we get out of this inning. That steal was making me pretty nervous. It's usually a pretty good sign when they get a steal that they're going to get a run across that inning. So it felt pretty good to keep them off the scoreboard there. Now moving on to the bottom of the third, 0-2 count. And we're going to throw the curveball. Is he going to get it? Nope, he gets caught looking, and that was a delicious strikeout. We're going to be looking for more of those as the game goes on here. Moving on to the fifth now, we're up 7 runs to 0. Absolutely loving the fact that my team's given me plenty of run support. And gotcha, bitch! An 84-mile-per-hour changeup. He is not going to be able to see that one coming when we've been thrown in the high 90s the whole game. That hard fastball does start to worry me a little bit, though, here. When we get to things like the 8th inning like this, just too many pitches on the arm. And you're going to see them line this one out to the right field. And our right fielder just drops it for some reason, which allows the runner to get to third. And now the shutout's starting to be in jeopardy. The loss still really isn't much of a concern. We're still up 7 runs to 0. But you're going to see that control starts to be a factor here. We're going to drop this one. The curveball lands like 6 inches in front of home plate. And the runner comes home from third to allow the first run of the game. That does suck. We do get this next batter with the 96-mile-per-hour fastball up to limit the damage. But the very next batter pounds it out into right field, and the guy from second is able to go all the way home. It really sucks that the shutout ended that way, and it really makes me think that the manager needs to start pulling me earlier in games so that I'm not allowing runs in the 8th inning. But, you know, when you're throwing 96 miles per hour still in the 8th inning, I guess it's hard to blame them. On to the second game. We're up here against the Altoona Curve. You can see here in our last 4 games, we do have a 2-0 record with a 3.13 ERA in 23 innings pitched with 30 strikeouts. So that's a really good number. Only 21 hits allowed. That's really great numbers for the AA level, especially when you consider that one of those games was a simulated game, like I mentioned earlier in the video. So the stats would have probably been even better. Let's get to some in-game action. Bottom of the first, second batter of the game. He's down 1-2, and gotcha, bitch! 98 miles per hour with the high cheese. And we're starting this game off well, like we have most of our other games in our career so far. Honestly, at this point, the thing that's bothering me most is the fact that they just keep leaving me in late in games, and I'm allowing runs as the time goes on. Early in the game, though, I almost never allow anything, except here in the 3rd inning. Runners on first and second, and the batter does line it out to left field. We're almost able to get him with the rally throw, but he's not quite going to be able to get the tag down. So we do allow our first run of the game here. Very next batter, though, we're able to get out of the inning with the great curveball, and that is going to limit the damage and give us a chance still to get the win. Moving on, you can see that we did get some great run support. We're up 6-2 here in the bottom of the 5th, and he's going to ground out to the pitcher. Easy peasy. We do prefer to get the strikeouts, but every once in a while it's nice to make a play in the field. On to the 7th inning, 3-1 count, and this time we leave it over the plate way too much. The batter is able to smash it out to left field for a home run, and that's going to do it for our day, unfortunately. We do allow 3 earned runs in this one. The manager doesn't seem too worried about it. We've got the 7-3 lead, so it's not such a bad performance overall. Would have been nice to get out of that inning, but sometimes, you know, it just doesn't happen that late in the game. So that is 15 innings pitched in our first 2 games of this episode. Now moving on to the 3rd game of this episode, the Akron Arrows up against the Reading Fightin' Phils. And you can see we're starting to creep up the standings a little bit more, and we're up to 15-20 now. But the Phils are still significantly ahead of us at 19-14. We're going to try and break into that a little bit in today's game. So, moving on, 2nd inning, 3-2 count. Gotcha, bitch! Get your little ass over there on that bench. I don't need to see any more of those disgusting swings. Get off my field. For some reason, I could just feel that this was going to be a really great game for me. I had everything going for me in this one. The fastball was working. The changeup was working. Even the curveball had a little bit of control. Moving on to the bottom of the 4th, and the batter is going to be looking for a gotcha. Never mind. He fouls that one away. Next pitch. We're going to go up and in with the fastball, and Wild Thing, you make my heart sing, baby. 98 miles per hour. The batter's just looking like a fool with his pants on the ground out there. And we're going to move on now to the bottom of the 6th. 2-2 count. Looking for the curveball. Remember, we've been throwing in the high 90s. Drop it down to 76 on that one. The curveball does probably need to be a little bit quicker, but a 22 mile per hour difference does make it pretty hard to hit still. So, 8th inning now, and we're starting to get close to that shutout. We get the fly out here, and you're going to start to see some of the stats here as they show them up here on the board. 8.1 innings pitched. We've only allowed 3 hits with 9 strikeouts, but 128 pitches thrown. Look at that energy bar. It's completely gone. Bottom of the 9th, though, 2 out, and the batter is going to completely miss that dirty curveball. Again, gets him, and you can see down there 574 XP for this game. A huge performance. That's going to help us improve significantly going forward. The players are loving it. I'm loving it. And that's going to be it for this episode of Rick the Wild Thing Vaughn's Road to the Show. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate every single view that I get. So if you guys liked the video, please let me know by clicking that like button below. Leave a comment if you can. Tell me what you like about the series, if I'm doing anything wrong, if I should be doing anything differently. I would greatly appreciate the constructive criticism. Our next video will be out sometime this week, but make sure you subscribe to my channel if you want to be updated on its release. So with that said, guys, let's go take a look down on the field, because I think, yeah, I'm getting word that there's going to be an interview here with Rick the Wild Thing Vaughn after his very first career shutout.
Yes, Clickwood, I'm here with Rick Vaughn. Rick, how do you feel after today's game? Yo, I'm the best pitcher in the game! When you try me with the sorry lineup like Altoona, that's the result you're gonna get! Don't you ever talk about me!
Debate as far as I'm concerned. He was really in complete control the whole way through. Only really got into trouble a few times, and he winds up with a complete game shutout.